It all started on the calm, glistening waters off the coast of Australia. What was supposed to be a serene luxury yacht crossover between the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and Below Deck Down Under quickly turned into one of the most shocking reality TV meltdowns in Bravo history. The sun was setting, champagne glasses clinked, laughter echoed across the deck, and then, in the blink of an eye, chaos erupted. Lisa Barlow dropped a bomb so massive that it didn't just send waves across the yacht, it sent shockwaves through the entire franchise. Lisa leaned forward, voice low but sharp, and claimed that Bronwyn Newport's husband, Todd Bradley, had cheated. The air instantly froze. Conversations died mid-sentence. Even the below-deck crew, used to seeing wild behavior, looked stunned. The cast gasped, Angie Katsanovas clutching her drink so tightly that the stem snapped. She knew exactly where the rumor came from, because she was the one who had confronted Lisa about spreading it in the first place. That's when the tension boiled over. Before we dive deeper into how this yacht trip turned into a battlefield of accusations, tears, and apologies that no one saw coming, make sure to hit like and subscribe to this channel, because trust me, what happens next is the kind of Bravo chaos you'll want front row seats to. The storm truly began when Angie confronted Lisa during episode 8. Cameras captured every second of it. The pointed looks, the heavy silences, the awkward laughter, trying to diffuse a situation that was about to explode. Angie revealed that Lisa had allegedly told her that Todd was spotted making out with one of Lisa's own friends. And not just that. There was a strange, humiliating twist to the story. According to Lisa's version, Todd had been farting the entire time. The sheer absurdity of that detail made the rumor sound almost unbelievable, but also impossible to ignore. The housewives sat frozen, a mix of shock, disbelief, and that unspoken hunger for drama that fuels the series. Lisa tried to hold her ground, her voice defensive but measured. She claimed she was simply repeating something she heard from what she called a trusted source. "I was just told that my friend's very close friend made out with Todd," she said in her confessional, trying to make sense of how it all spiraled out of control. But the damage was already done. The gossip had traveled faster than anyone could contain it. Angie accused Lisa of being a busybody who thrived on stirring the pot. Lisa shot back, calling Angie out for dragging private chatter into the open. "You brought this up in front of everyone," she snapped, her tone sharp, her patience wearing thin. This wasn't meant for public discussion. Meanwhile, Bronwyn sat silently for a moment before the storm hit. Her expression hardened, and when she finally spoke, her words cut deep. She told producers in her confessional that the entire accusation was impossible, adding that she knew her husband, and this wasn't his truth. "Do I think Lisa looks for information on all of us? Absolutely," she said. "And if she can't find it, she'll exaggerate." The feud spiraled. What started as gossip turned into a full-on emotional brawl. Bronwyn felt cornered, humiliated, and betrayed. Her anger wasn't just about Todd. It was about the principal. To her, Lisa had crossed an invisible line, one that housewives know all too well, but still sometimes forget. Family is off limits. Things escalated when Lisa mentioned Bronwyn's daughter, Gwen. The moment those words left her mouth, the entire vibe shifted. Bronwyn's calm cracked like glass. The yacht, once filled with laughter, now felt suffocating. "Don't bring my daughter into this," she warned, her voice trembling but fierce. Later, she admitted to producers that she wasn't proud of how she reacted. "I was sunburned, I had a couple of drinks, the boat was rocking, and I lost it," she confessed. But in that moment, the line between emotional reaction and total breakdown vanished. Tears mixed with salt water as crew members quietly avoided the scene. Even Captain Jason was seen watching from afar, concerned but powerless. Lisa, visibly shaken, tried to backtrack, insisting she never meant to hurt anyone. But Bronwyn wasn't ready to hear it. "You talked about my husband and my daughter," she said, voice cracking. "You crossed two lines I'll never forget." The rest of the cast stood frozen, unsure which side to take. Heather tried to mediate, whispering to both women, "Let's just take a breath." But by then, it was too late. The fight had already written itself into Real Housewives history. Later that week, in a bizarre twist of tone, the women gathered for a zombie-themed dinner. Fake blood, latex wounds, and all. It was meant to be lighthearted, a chance to laugh and move past the chaos. But the tension still lingered like fog. Everyone knew Lisa owed Bronwyn an apology, and when the moment came, she didn't hesitate. Standing up, voice steady, she said, "I'm very sorry that I hurt your feelings and Todd's and Gwen's. I'm very sorry." Bronwyn accepted it politely, but later revealed in her confessional that forgiveness wasn't that simple. Acknowledging it is one thing, understanding it is another, she said, wiping a tear from her cheek. The apology might have ended the argument, but it didn't heal the wound. Back on the yacht, in unseen footage Bravo later teased for Watch What Happens Live, Lisa confided in Meredith Marks that she regretted how the rumor spread. "I just want peace with Bronwyn," she said softly. "I don't need us to be best friends. I just want to be status quo at this point." Meredith nodded, but her expression said what every viewer was thinking. The damage might be permanent. The rumor itself, whether true, twisted, or totally fabricated, became secondary. What really captivated fans was how fast alliances shifted. Angie, once aligned with Lisa, seemed to drift toward Bronwyn, calling out Lisa's reckless storytelling. Whitney, meanwhile, questioned everyone's motives. "It's like no one's innocent here," she said during a confessional. Lisa shouldn't have repeated that story, but Angie knew exactly what she was doing when she brought it up. And that's what made this feud different from all others. It wasn't just about the rumor. It was about trust, loyalty, and who was playing the longer game. The morning after the yacht disaster, the ocean looked calm again. But inside the Housewives circle, the waves were still crashing. The producers captured a rare moment of silence at breakfast, where no one dared mention the night before. Coffee cups clinked, forks scraped, and every glance across the table carried the weight of unresolved tension. Bronwyn avoided Lisa's eyes entirely, focusing instead on her plate as Todd joined them, his arrival instantly turning every head. Cameras caught the awkward exchange. Lisa nervously smiled, Todd gave a polite nod, and Bronwyn stayed stone-faced. The scene felt like walking across glass barefoot, quiet, fragile, and waiting to shatter. When producers later asked Lisa how she felt in that moment, she sighed. "I knew everyone was watching us. Every move, every word. I wanted to fix it, but I also knew no one was going to believe me anymore." It was a rare glimpse of vulnerability from a woman known for her composure. But Lisa's calm exterior was cracking. Social media had already exploded overnight, fans taking sides, hashtags trending. Team Bronwyn, Lisa said what, and even #Fartgate began flooding Twitter and Instagram. It was the kind of scandal that reality TV dreams of and reputations dread. As the trip wrapped up, the women returned to Salt Lake City with heavy luggage and heavier grudges. Bronwyn retreated into her family life, determined to shield Gwen and Todd from the noise. "This is my real life," she said during a confessional. "Not everything is for entertainment." She hinted that her daughter had seen clips of the episode, describing it as painful. Viewers could sense the guilt in her voice, not because of what Lisa said, but because of how public it all became. Meanwhile, Lisa found herself in the eye of a different storm. Rumors swirled that Bravo executives had pulled her aside to discuss boundaries and narrative sensitivity, something she didn't take lightly. Friends close to her said she spent weeks trying to mend fences behind the scenes, sending texts, arranging coffee meetups, and even reaching out to Todd himself. But Todd declined. "There's nothing to discuss," he reportedly said, according to an off-camera moment Angie recounted later. "What's said is said. You can't unsay it." That rejection hit Lisa hard. During episode 9's confessional, she teared up for the first time all season. "People think I don't care," she said quietly. "I do. I messed up. I really did." But the damage control wasn't enough to stop the ripple effects spreading through the group. Heather and Whitney, ever the unofficial voices of reason, tried to broker peace over a low-key spa day. "At some point, we have to stop the bleeding," Heather said, floating in a mineral pool. "This isn't about who's right anymore. It's about how we all move forward." But Lisa's reputation had already taken a hit, and Bronwyn's guard was up higher than ever. Even during small talk, their laughter felt forced, their smiles like armor. The group's energy had shifted. Every outing now carried that underlying question. Who can you really trust? Fans noticed it too. Online forums dissected every frame, every look, every whispered comment. Reddit threads ran wild with theories. Did Lisa make it up? Did Angie twist her words? Was this all a producer-engineered setup? The uncertainty became its own form of entertainment. But for the women living it, the storyline had blurred the line between reality TV and real life. By episode 10, the season's tension reached its boiling point. The reunion preview teased Andy Cohen saying, "Lisa, you dropped one of the wildest rumors we've ever heard on this show. Looking back, do you regret it?" The trailer then cut to Lisa biting her lip, eyes darting toward Bronwyn. Silence. Then a single line, "Yes, completely." That confession set social media ablaze again. Viewers divided between admiration for her honesty and skepticism about her motives. Bronwyn's response in that reunion tease was equally compelling. Calm, collected, but still stung, she said, "Forgiveness isn't a performance. I'm not ready to pretend everything's okay." That line instantly became a meme, a quote reposted across fan accounts, fashion pages, and even merch stores. The Housewives had once again turned real pain into pop culture currency. Behind the cameras, though, reconciliation was still a work in progress. Lisa reportedly sent Bronwyn a handwritten letter after filming ended. Not a text, not a call, but an old-fashioned note, admitting she'd let gossip get the best of her. "Sometimes I chase a story before I consider its cost," she wrote. "And that cost was your peace." Bronwyn, while touched, chose not to respond. "Some apologies are meant to be heard, not answered," she later told Bravo Insider. The rest of the cast continued to navigate the fallout. Angie remained unapologetic about exposing the rumor. "Transparency is messy," she said in her confessional. Meredith stayed neutral, remarking, "It's not about who started it anymore, it's about who's willing to end it." Heather, ever the philosopher, summed it up best. "Salt Lake isn't about snow, it's about shade. And honey, this season we've had both in blizzards." As the season finale approached, Bravo teased an emotional closing scene. The women gathered once more, this time at a winter charity gala under twinkling lights. Everyone looked stunning, every dress shimmering like armor. But beneath the glamour, the tension was palpable. Lisa approached Bronwyn one final time. There were no cameras in their faces, no dramatic music, just two women standing in the cold, surrounded by fake snow and real feelings. Lisa whispered, "I don't expect forgiveness, but I still want to say I'm sorry again." Bronwyn nodded slowly, her expression softening for the first time in weeks. "I know," she said. "I just hope we both learned something." And then, just like that, they walked back toward the group, side by side but not quite together. It wasn't reconciliation, but it was a start. A fragile, quiet step toward peace, in a world where every emotion is amplified for millions to see. As the credits rolled, Bravo producers left fans with one final teaser. Clips of the upcoming reunion. Quick flashes of tears, laughter, and Andy Cohen's signature raised eyebrow. The yacht, the rumor, the apology, everything came full circle. The screen faded to black with Lisa's voice in the background. "I just want to be status quo with Bronwyn." But in the world of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, status quo never lasts for long. If you've been hooked by this whirlwind of yacht fights, shocking rumors, and emotional truths, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a Bravo breakdown this dramatic again. Because if Season 6 taught us anything, it's that in Salt Lake City, the water may freeze, but the drama never does.